Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's talk about a term you hear absolutely everywhere these days, the AI company. The thing is, it's become so blurry, it's almost meaningless. So what's the real deal?
So let's dive right in. Think about it. It feels like every single business, from the huge tech giants all the way down to a brand new startup, is suddenly slapping AI company on their website. That label is just everywhere. And this isn't just some silly marketing thing. It's a really serious question. Because the answer has huge implications for who you invest in, who you buy from, or even where you decide to work. Getting this right really, really matters.
This quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head. And that's exactly the problem, right? When the same label applies to a company building these massive foundational models and a business that just, added a simple chatbot, the word loses all its power.
Okay, so how in the world do we cut through all that noise and find the real signal? Well, luckily for us, there's a really simple but super powerful test that you can use. It cuts right through the hype. So here's the core idea. An AI company isn't just a business that uses AI. No, it's a business whose entire reason for being, its core product, its value, its competitive edge, depends on artificial intelligence. The key is, if you yank the AI out, the whole thing would just collapse.
Let's put it this way. The AI isn't just a feature. It's not the fancy paint job or the satellite radio in the car. It's the engine. It's the thing that makes the whole car go. Take away the engine, and you're not going anywhere. That's the difference.
So this leads to a super practical gut check test you can use on any company. Here's what you do. First, just imagine their AI systems completely fail tomorrow. Poof, they're gone. Second, ask yourself, could they still deliver their main product? Maybe by scrambling with some spreadsheets or some basic software. And third, if the answer is yeah, they could manage, they're probably AI enabled. But if the answer is a hard no way, our entire product would be broken, well, then you're looking at a true AI native company.
See, that engine test is so useful because it immediately helps us sort companies into two really clear buckets. Let's call them native versus enabled.
Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you have the AI native company. For them, the AI is the product. A great example is an AI customer support agent. The entire service is the AI. But on the other side, you've got an AI-enabled company. Think of a bank that uses AI for fraud detection. Their core product is still banking, right? The AI is just a really, really powerful tool that makes their core product better and safer. See the difference?
And here's the perfect everyday example to lock this in. Your dentist might use some fancy AI for scheduling appointments. That's great. It helps the business run smoothly. But it doesn't make them an AI company. Their core business is, and always will be, dentistry. They are AI-enabled.
All right, so now that we have our decoder ring for spotting a real AI company, what are we actually looking at? What are the different flavors you'll find out there in the wild? Because let me tell you that AI company label covers a ton of ground.
This table does a fantastic job of breaking down the whole landscape. Look at this. Under that one umbrella term, AI company, you have completely different kinds of businesses. You've got foundation model builders, basically selling access to the raw engine. Then you've got vertical AI apps for specific jobs, like legal work. And then you have companies that just sell the tools, the MLOps, to help other companies manage their AI. It's the same label, but for a customer or an investor, these are wildly different businesses.
And if you really want to go under the hood of a genuine AI company, you'll find what's called the AI stack. It's basically these 4 essential layers that all have to work together perfectly. You've got the data layer, the model layer, the product layer, and the ops layer. The big takeaway here is that it's so much more than just having a cool model. It's about the data pipelines, the user experience, and all the operational muscle needed to keep the thing running reliably.
And yeah, managing that whole stack is not easy. Which brings me to this analogy from the source material, which is just perfect. It says, AI isn't set it and forget it. It's more like owning a pet raccoon. How great is that? It can be cute, but it will absolutely wreck your kitchen if you're not watching. And that's the point. Real AI needs constant attention, because if you look away, things can get really messy really fast.
Okay, so this brings us to the most practical part of our explainer today. How do you actually use all this information to protect yourself from all the hype and what people call AI washing? Let's build your detection kit.
Here's the #1 telltale sign of a real AI company. Listen to the words they use. Are they talking about the hard stuff, the messy problems? Things like latency, how fast the system actually is, or drift, which is when a model's performance slowly gets worse.
Do they talk about eval sets and hallucinations, that weird thing where the AI just confidently makes stuff up? If a company is openly talking about these challenges, that's a huge sign they're actually in the trenches doing the real work.
And on the flip side, here are the big red flags. These are the signs of AI washing. Be on the lookout for super vague claims. Watch out for that demo magic, where everything works perfectly but they never mention edge cases. If they get all hand-wavy about where their data comes from, or can't explain how they test for reliability, your alarm bell should be ringing. And if anyone acts like their system is near perfect, run.
But here are the green flags, the good signs. You're looking for a company that actually shows you how they measure performance, one that talks openly about their model's limitations. They should have clear plans for when a human needs to step in. And this is a big one. They can confidently look you in the eye and say, "We don't do that." Honesty about what a system can't do is a massive sign of maturity.
And really, if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. You should spend more time asking about what happens when the AI is wrong than when it's right, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where trust is either won or completely lost. A great company's commitment to handling failure gracefully is maybe the truest sign of all.
So, we'll leave you with this question. You now have the decoder ring. You can tell the difference between the engine and the fancy paint job. So which kind of company are you building, buying from, or investing in? You've got the tools now to look right past the hype and see what's really going on.